Welcome back to another week of online school. Before we start, I would like to share a Bible verse with you. Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the law of Christ. Galatians chapter 6 verse 2. The reason I've chosen this verse to share with you is because each one of us is consumed with what we need to do. I'm sure you're very overwhelmed with the amount of work, the next video to watch and the next pictures to take and the next video to upload. But let's use this week and take time out to pray for people around us, such as your parents who has to go to work and maybe come home and help you with your homework, or your dad who has to worry about going into work, whether they have enough masks, or even doctors and your teachers. So take time out this week and pray for others. Let's take a look at some of the work last week. Here we have Alessi's picture. Alessi used a lot of colors. Now, my favorite with Alessi's pictures would be the wavy line. The wavy lines reminds me of the map that I see when I go hiking. They tells you the elevation of the mountain, and I imagine Alessi's pictures and her mountain would be rainbow color when you get to the top, because at the top it's all about rainbow. And let's take a look at Charlene's picture. Charlene was super busy. She has an overwhelming amount of lines here, but my favorite would be the diagonal lines. It reminds me of a night sky with oceans underneath and stars in the sky. Can you see it? Next, we have Shen Him's picture. Now, the reason I chose Shen Him's picture is because I can see that he's trying to create pictures or create objects using the lines. If you look at the horizontal line, it reminds me of a spaceship. And if you look at the diagonal line, it reminds me that I'm going through a tunnel. It's going to a point. If you ever gone through the Crosshopper Tunnel and you can see out front, that's what it looks like. So great job, Shen Him. And here we have Conan's picture. Now Conan's picture is very consistent. You can see he has the zigzag line going all the way and the wavy lines going all the way, as well as the diagonal line. He filled the line with colors, but yet he left some space blank, creating a very interesting design. For this lesson, you would need paper, one or all of the following: crayons, color pencils, and markers. So let's talk about some of the lines. We're going to look at vertical lines. So vertical lines go from top to bottom, or you can go from bottom to top. Vertical lines can be long and short, thick or thin. So as you do your design, remember that. Next, we're going to talk about thick and thin lines. Now here in the picture, you can see a horizontal thin line and a horizontal thick lines. For your design, you can do thin diagonal lines or thick diagonal lines. But I should be able to tell the two within your space. Next, we have some loopy line and spiral lines. Now, as I was reviewing some of the artwork from last week, I noticed some of the wavy lines are more like loopy lines. So what is the difference between the two? Wavy lines do not cross each other. They are just next to each other. They can have thin, skinny waves, but they don't cross. While loopy line crosses over like this. So look at the picture and then see if you can show me some loopy lines. Next, the last space, you can create a combination of lines that you have experimented with. So we can do a thick diagonal line or a thick loopy line or a diagonal wavy line. So you can give that a try. Now in my demonstration, I used the word combine for my last space. But what I like you to try is use your own name. Use different types of line and create your own name design. You never know, it could be your new signature. So we are learning to duplicate the same type of lines. So if you're doing loopy line, the space should all be loopy lines. And when we practice, we will be able to master different types of lines. What I am looking for: a consistent work habit from the first line to the last line. That means when you are creating lines, if your intention is for it to be long, it should be long all the way. Always go back and take a look at your work and see, is this what I really want? If it is not, make an adjustment. And also, we are looking for courage to try different lines. For example, you've always done rainbow lines or you've only used black lines. Try to use a different colors. Try a different thickness. Maybe even try, instead of markers, you can try a crayon or a color pencil. Or you can try combining, and what kind of lines will you get? Here is an example of what I am looking for. On the left-hand side, we will see the lines written using the different style. And on the right side, you will create your own design. Again, if you have any questions, please email me. Have a great day. For this activity, we are going to need a piece of plain paper. You can use crayons, markers, or color pencil. I'm going to choose to use markers and crayons. Just like last time, we are going to fold our sheets of paper lengthwise in half. Remember, just like last time, we are going to try to make 8 spaces. Now we have 2. And then we're going to fold it in half from portrait. Remember to press it down. Now this is to give us space, give us lines so that we can see the space. I'm going to fold it one more time. So 2 4s makes an 8. So let's see if we have 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Oh, we can count in twos. 2 4 6 8. Very good. So that is what we're looking for. Then we are going to draw the 4 different types of lines that we talked about earlier. So let's go with the first one, vertical. Vertical, and we are going to do the same thing like we did last time. Use the lines to make the word. So vertical starts with a V. Try to do some long line. V. Now last time I noticed when you were doing the horizontal lines, you made them so short that they look like dots. So make sure you have them nice and big. Vertical, second letter is E. 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 And then R. T. Oh no, I'm gonna run out of room. I. Make them skinny. C. And then A. A. So you can have the line overlap a little bit. L. So vertical. To make the vertical line stand out, I'm going to choose to use another color. I'm going to use red. You'll have to be sure not to cover the green, otherwise it'll be confusing. I also noticed last time some of you are not going to the edge of your boxes. So make sure when you're adding the line, you go to the edge. Otherwise, the line just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. There you go, vertical. Whoa, look at those two complementary color. So on this side, you are going to experiment with making different types of vertical line. Last week with the horizontal line, we did them close together and far away. So you can try the same thing, or you can do alternating color. See, I'm going from edge to edge inside the box. Do some rubbing here. Oh, you can see what color am I getting? Red and yellow mix. Green, very good. So I'm gonna let you decide what to continue with. Next, we are going to be doing some thick and thin lines. So we'll write the word thick and thin, different markers. Let's see, I think I'm gonna go with violet. So thin, very thin. Oh, it's so thin, I hope you can see it. T-H-I-N. I'm gonna do some thick line. Let's go with orange. Okay, now when I make thick lines, it is like putting a few thin lines together. So I might want to turn my paper sideways to make thick lines. Thick. Ooh, if you turn your markers to the side more, you can make thicker lines. H. I. C. K. Thick and thin. Ooh, I'm gonna try to make some thick line around the thin, and then some thin line around the thick word. Okay, so maybe I'll switch the color. Thin. I'm gonna go across. I'm going all the way from edge to edge, even sometimes between the words, the letters. I'm being careful not to touch the word. Okay, here we go. Oh no, I was gonna make some thick line. That's okay, I can go back and color it. Now we come to our last box, which is a combination of what you would like to create. So based on what you created last week and this week, you can put them together into little box. So we are going to, let's take a look at what we did last week. Last week, we did some horizontal, zigzag, wavy, and diagonal. So I'm going to combine maybe 2 to 3 in one box. Then I'm going to try writing the word combine. Then we are going to make a picture just like this. So the word combine spells like C-O-M-B-I-N-E. So I'm I'm going to do some diagonal lines. See. Just like this, combine. I'm gonna try some different type of lines here. Let me think. How about I do some thick and thin diagonal lines? There we go. So here is what I am looking for. Words with the way that is written in a way that it describes the lines. And then on the right hand side, you are going to create your own design just like last week. Once we have completed your very personal teacher's resource, we are going to be creating a picture next week. If you have any question, please send me an email and I'll be posting a step-by-step instruction just like I did last week for you to refer to. Have a great day! Actually, I'm going to start again. So many bluebirds!